we're going to write an equation from slope-intercept. So slope-intercept is in this form, y equal mx plus b. So when you write an equation, you're going to need two things, the slope and the y-intercept. I don't have the y-intercept, I don't have the slope. So I have to find those. So step number one, I'm going to find the slope by using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's do this. 0 minus 5 over 4 minus 2. So negative 5 over 2. So that is my slope. Even though over here I have a 0, but the 0 is on the y value, so that is not my y-intercept. That's actually just a point. So I'm going to choose one point to find my y-intercept. So you can choose either one. Okay. For me, I'm going to choose, let's choose the second one. It doesn't have to be that number. So this is x and this is the y. So I'm going to replace that. Whoops, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace all the values into my equation. So my y value is 0. The slope that I just solved for, which is negative 5 over 2. My x value is 4. I don't know b, so I keep b. 0, negative 20 over 2. So negative 20 over 2 give me negative 10. B is 10, because I'm going to add 10 over. So my equation, now I just put them together. Y equal, the slope is negative 5 over 2. X, and then B is 10. So this is my equation. So for this question, it's taking you a little bit longer to do. So you have to find the slope because you don't have it. Once you find the slope, pick a point, choose a point between those two. It doesn't matter which one. Choose one. Go back and replace all the values that you know into this equation right here, right? So 0 is the y, m is negative 5 over 2, x is 4. Replace, solve for b, and then put together an equation. So that's just one objective that you should know on Friday. The table, and we're going to determine this function is linear or not. That means is this a straight line or not. With a table, for those who was absent last time, you may miss this. You want to pay attention to this one. What you can do is you're going to find the difference for every single y and every single x, right? So from 62 to 34, what I do, I'm going to subtract to see the difference. That's one thing I can do. So 62 minus 34. So it's going down 28. Then I'm doing the same thing for 34 minus negative 1. I'm actually go up by 30, going down, right? Okay. And then from negative 1 to negative 1, I'm not changing anything. It's still the same. And then from 1 to negative 23, I'm actually go up by 24. Then 23 to 47, let's see, I'm going up by 24 as well. So I can check on this side. What I would do is I'm going to compare all the slope. If they have the same slope, the line is a straight line. If they don't have the same slope, then no. So from negative 8 to negative 6, increase by 2. From negative 6 to negative 1, this increased by 5. So before I'm even move forward, I'm going to check the first two to see if it makes sense. So 28 over 2, this is negative 14. Then negative 35 over 5, this gives me negative 7. Right away, I can see these two slopes are not the same, so this one is non-linear function. You can check for the rest, but as soon as you found two slopes are not the same, you can stop. You don't have to do for all of them. But if they are the same, you want to test for all of them. So that's the difference. All right. So you're gonna run into tables. That's the one that you want to look at. Another thing that we're gonna look is we're gonna describe So over here, we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept if a table is given to you. That's another thing you should know. One thing that I want to highlight is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is when x is 0, y is 5. So look over here, x is 0, y is 5. So I have my y-intercept. The only thing I would need is a slope. To find the slope, I'm find the change in x and change in y. So this increased by 1, this decreased by 2. So the slope is change of y over change of x. So negative 2 over 1, which is negative 2. My equation, now I can just plug it in, negative 2 and 5. So you have a table, find the slope, look for the y-intercept and plug it in. That's how you write an equation. Okay. Okay, do we need another example for this one? All right, one more thing that I want to go over is describe the graph. So we talked about that last time is ascending. If the graph is ascending, means the slope is positive. If descending, the slope is negative. Sure, I'll do another example for the table in a minute. So let me finish this example and then I'll go back and do the one more for the table. Okay. So ascending is positive slope, descending means negative slope. And at what point, if I look over here, I have negative 6 and 4. The slope is the one with the x value. So I have negative slope. That is mean it's going down. So it's descending. So that's how you describe. And then it's asking where is the line going to cross the y-axis. Cross the y-axis is the y-intercept, which is the value is 4. So it's crossed at 4 and the line is descending. And I think from the work that we did on Monday, it seemed like most of you well with that topics. So those are the things that you should know for Friday, right? So let's go back to one of the table. Let's do this table, okay? So step number 1, I'm gonna look for my y-intercept. Y-intercept is when x is 0 and the y value is some other number. So for this one, I know my y-intercept is 6 because this one is x is 0, okay? Step number 2, I'm going to find the slope. To find the slope, choose any 2 points from the table. I always avoid the negative because when I do the negative, it's really hard for me to think of how much is increasing or decreasing. So I'm trying to choose the positive numbers. That's just my personal reference. So from 2 to 0, it's going down by 2. From 6 to 9, it's going up by 3. The slope is the change of the y values, which is this column, over the change of x values. So if I look over here, the change in y value is negative 2, and the change in x value is 3. So this is my slope. Keep in mind, the equation, you only fill in 2 numbers, the slope and the y-intercept. So I know the slope is negative 2 over 3. The y-intercept, which I already identified with this 6. So this is my equation.